Good morning, y'all. Let's get started. This is my thoughts on the market going for this week, which is August 1st until Friday the 5th. All right. And so I was watching this YouTube channel. It's called FX Evolution. It's actually pretty freaking cool. This guy's got some good shit. And he like blew my mind with this fucking chart. I had no idea it existed. I wish I did. This is a great chart. And this is S5FI. All right, you can see it up there. And what it does is it takes the S&P 500 companies, right, and it only counts the ones above the 50 moving average, and it charts it. And so this doesn't really call tops and bottoms. What it does is it helps you create swing trades. All right, you hold for a week, maybe 4 weeks or something like that. And so if you look at it right now, we're approaching all these other tops, right? And you can see that right here. All right, you can see all those right here. And here we are right now. I actually have an alert to go up just a little bit more at about 78.37, so that when that hits, I'll enter into puts into the S&P 500 and all that. So let's look at it. All right, so let's look at the last two. This is January 4th would be a top, and March 29. So if we look at that and we look up January 4th, right? Here we are, January 4th. You can see there's a nice little top. And then the next one was March 29th. Do you see? Top, swing, top, swing. And so right now, this is the previous little swing. This was the first week of June 4th. We could look at that here, June 6th and 7th. And now here we are, July 29th. And if you look at the market, here we are, July 29th. Now, I think that we can just go maybe a little bit more towards 416, hit this top range. And then I have an alert to see. Right here it says to go short the S&P 500 SPY. All right, so we're probably going to see something like this to retest this channel right here. And then see if this holds for bounce back up to the 618. If not, we're going to see further downside all the way down. Now, here's another thing to look at. So there's a program called Cheddar Flow. There's another one called Unusual Whales. And what it does is that they monitor the flow through different exchanges. And so what that means is, let's say it's somebody like Goldman Sachs, right? Obviously, people can see what Goldman Sachs trades and whatnot. They don't want the market to see what their clients are getting on their behalf. They want it to be afterwards, right? They want to be, they're ahead of the market. So what they can do as a loophole is that they can purchase large amounts of trades, right? Because if everybody would just follow their trades, it'd be known. You'd be like, oh, Goldman Sachs bought 400 million of this, so then people would just follow it and they'd make money. So they want to avoid that, and so they hide their transactions. This is called dark pools. And what they do is, this is a loophole. You can trade through a European market, right? And that market doesn't have to provide the actual full data. It just has to provide the trades purchased and whatnot in a total block. And it can do so up to 24 hours later, because the European market is open and closed at different times than the US market. So they can purchase US stuff to the European markets through these called dark pools, okay? They'll be like, all right, boom, here's $1 billion purchase of this, right? And you won't see that until later. And they call those signature prints, all right? Dark pool signature prints, look it up. So one of them that I have marked here is 367, and it expires August 19th. And this is a $23 million put. Now, to put that in perspective, like, I'll purchase a put in the market and I'll throw in, let's say I buy it like a little bit more closer to in the money. I put in $1,000 to $4,000. Now I'm feeling like I'm so fucking balling and shit. I'm like, yo, I threw on 4G or 1 to 4G on something, right? That's me thinking I'm in the money. These people have put in $23 million into a single trade. That's how big the trade is, right? So keep that in mind, that this trade is sitting here. Now, technically speaking, when it hit July 14th, the implied volatility of this move down made this 23 million positive. Who knows how much money they made off that shit. But anyway, so it could have been already exercised, already closed out. But I have it marked here that August 19th, there's a $23 million put sitting at about 367. So somebody thinks the market's going down before that. All right. Now, keep also usually the last week of August, which would be after this, and the first week of September are usually very bullish weeks. Okay. And then September and October are usually down months. All right. August is known for chop, meaning trading sideways. Then September beginning, you have a top, and then a bottom after that. All right. So keep that in mind. So what I'm expecting right now, with this being over here at 76, and the S&P 500 or SPY sitting around here, maybe we go to 416. I have an alert here, but I think we go short, especially with earnings this week, and we're gonna head back down to 405, and then the next one after that would be 389. Okay. Now the way I'm going to trade this, as far as a move back up, would be the UVIXY, which is the VIX. All right. The reason why I like this one is that when it moves, right, this is April 20th to 25, it has a nice, really fast movement when it goes up. Okay. So, as you can see, this is increased volatility. This means the market's going down. Whenever you see green on here, it means market's going down. So look at this move down. This is is getting exhausted. The same with the S500. As you can see, it's exhausted. And so I'm expecting a move down in the market, which is called UVIXY, to move up. And usually it's like about a $4 move, usually. Okay. So I have calls sitting at like 11 and 12. And I'm going to take profit. And you can see right here at about 1490. You see I have an alert here. It says UVIXY close trade. When this hits, I'm going to close my trade. And then I'm going to look at the market to see whether I want to buy calls again. All right. So let's start off. Let's go to IBM. All right, IBM, this is the Fibonacci retracement. Here's this nice downward channel. It broke up from the channel. We turned back, retested. So it broke back down below the channel, retesting the top of the channel. What I think we're going to see is we're going to see this go down like this. All right. And then maybe hit the zone again. And then I'm going to rebuy it here, possibly if it move back up towards 144. All right. If the market's just crashing hard, then this is just going to crash down with it, and we're going to see a huge move down. But that's my target right now. IBM this week, short for 132. Target is 128. Snapchat. This one I just have on radar because I think it's going to be a really nice trade to the upside. You can see it's been really, really hard sold off. All right. September 20th was the top of that one. Look at that. $83 is now sitting at $9. I mean, if you're a holder of Snapchat at this price, I hope you have the KY. All right, because you're just fucked. So here we are. What I think is going to happen with this is that if we zoom in, I think we're going to see something like chop like this. Maybe one final push down towards 885. And then sometime the last week of August into September, which is somewhere around here, right? I want to be a buyer because we got to fill this gap and we have to fill this gap. So this is going to be a really nice trade. All right. Last week of August, purchase Snapchat. That's what I have on my radar. Shopify is the same shit. All right. It's been really sold off. Stronger than Snapchat though, because I think they actually make money. And so this is going to continue like this. We'll probably see this go down all the way into the last week of August. And the same thing I'm going to buy for a move back up towards 84 and 100. All right, we gotta fill all this in, this little gap right here. All right, this is a very important number right there, 82. Shopify, Netflix. I drew this extension right here towards 253. I had this in my video last week. I think we might pull up to here, which is the same as this little target on the side over there. All right. What I think is going to happen is we might go up to that. I don't know. Starting to look a little weak. But my thoughts on Netflix is that short towards 189, okay? And then maybe we can retest this channel and head back up. AMD is a little stronger than NVIDIA, ironically. So you can see this is a downward channel, right? You can see a very clear break right here, okay? And then what I think we're going to see is now that we've hit this resistance right here, we're going to see a pullback and then possibly push back up towards 106 or even 109 to retest this, okay? So if we draw a fib extension on this right here to here and back down, then we're going to get a target of 106, all right? Nvidia. This is starting to look a little top heavy. You can see it's in the resistance. It's having trouble breaking through this right now. Look at all this resistance right here. All right, so I think that what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw a fib retracement on this move right here. And so my thoughts on Nvidia are short. We're gonna go down towards 171. All right, Microsoft, it's kind of breaking, but you don't want to be fooled by something like that. Considering the way the stochastics are looking and the rest of the market, I originally thought on this chart, I posted this last week, that we're going to move from 257 to 286. Now we went from 257 to 280, so great trade. I didn't take it. I should have. But I actually think it's looking a little exhausted right here. What I think is going to happen is we're going to see it move back down into short Microsoft, or wait until it hits 286 and then go short. Google, same thing, starting to look a little heavy in the stochastics. This is the daily. All right, this is the 4-hour chart. I would stay out of Google. I don't know. It could pop off, but I don't know. I don't feel confident about that one. This one is pretty good. Amazon. I should have taken this trade. I was really watching this trade. This is going into earnings. I talked about it. Posted those pictures in there. This is the gap right here. This gap still has it just been filled right here. Right, 135. This is the gap I was looking at. We went from 111, which I drew this. I had a target of 143. We're currently sitting at 137. So like the rest of the market, it might have a little bit more movement up, but I think overall it's time for puts. What I think now, we have this gap right here, which I don't like, 132. All right, probably 125. So what I see here is it moves towards 125. And if we draw a retracement on that, you can see how that fits 618 Fibonacci. All right, so Amazon puts target is 130, 126, and 125. Here we are, Apple. Apple's been extremely strong. We have dividends coming out, which is August 4th, right? After that, I expect it to go down, okay? You might want to hold off on Apple a little bit longer, but it's been having this crazy run up, and so it's due for a pullback. Even if it's strong and it's going to continue to go up, the market never moves in a straight line. This has been moving really fast and really strong here. It's time to go for a little pullback. I think it's time to short Apple with the target of 150, okay? That's what I'm looking at on that. Tesla's been a beast. Look at that shit. What a fucking beast. Above the 200 moving average. Very good on the 1 hour. Here we are on a daily. We've touched it. Usually when it touches, usually on the bottom right here, you see it rises. Here we are touching it again. I think what we might see here is a nice cup and handle, okay? So I'm short Tesla. And let's draw a Fibonacci on that. A little fib retracement. Let's go back to the 4 hour. I like the 4 hour for Fibonacci's. Okay. So we have this move from here to there. Tesla short towards 850 and 810. All right. And we can measure this move. Look at this fib extension. From here to here brings you to 946. Even if you do the next one, then that'll bring you over to the top of the channel, which maybe we'll see, which is 1039, but I don't see it. I think the move on Tesla is done. Look at the way this volume is moving, right? Look at this wick on this 4 hour chart. All right. All the buying is really into here. These wicks don't exactly count. This looks very toppy. All right. Short Tesla target 840 and 810. Meta. This is going to be a very strong move. This Meta is like very undervalued in my opinion. It lost the top 10 spot in the S&P 500. Brutal. Look at all the money it lost. 385 to 165. Half its value. Okay? All right, think about that. Almost a $1 trillion company. Half its value. I think it's worth like 430 at the moment. All right, so what I think is going to happen is we're going to see something like this. Trade sideways. And the last week of August, huge explosion. All right, we're going to fill this gap right here, sitting at 288. Big move. All right, keep Meta on your radar. All right, don't fall asleep on that one. Sometime in last week of August or around there, big move. Airbnb Airbnb is nice. Look at this. This is a typical bear flag. All right. Airbnb has earnings tomorrow. The market looks toppy. If you look at the SF5, think about that. Market looks toppy. Airbnb is forming what's called a bear flag, right? And 1, 2, 3 wave pullback on this move down. So what I think is going to happen is Airbnb is probably going to get bad results. We're going to open up lower, right? And then, all right. So if you guys want a nice trade for tomorrow, purchase puts today on Airbnb. Good luck. All right. Tesla, we did already. Let's go to NVIDIA. I did NVIDIA. We're done. All right. This is the ES. Let's go over the S&P 500. All right. I actually like looking at the ES, which is the S&P 500 futures, because I feel like charting wise it's a little bit easier to see. And so here we have the Fibonacci retracement on this move to here. And here, this is a return to the 50 back at 41.25. This is a textbook trade. Return to the 50. I'll break up the channel. Once you break the channel, you're going to retest that channel. So we're going to go down towards 393, 394, which would be in the S&P 500, like 390, SPY, and then repurchase back up. Okay. Textbook trade. Short the market, short the ES futures down towards 3924. Those are my trades for right now. I'm in UVixie. I'm going to purchase Airbnb puts and maybe Tesla puts. The other one I like is, what was it? Was it AMD? Amazon puts. Okay. Good luck, y'all.